back to my flight attendant diaries. I am about to head to the airport to start another 4-day trip. Today's gonna be a bit long. I think I have like 4 or 5 legs. Doing a through flight to Jameson and Devil's Lake, back to Denver, and then we are, I think, staying in Oklahoma City tonight. So I will see you guys there. Have made it to Oklahoma City. It has been kind of a long day. It's like 10 to midnight. It's gonna be like really late days this trip, but on the bright side I get to sleep in, so that's always nice. But I'm starving right now. I got Pizza Hut when I got to the airport because our inbound plane was super delayed, so I was able to eat pretty decent lunch. But I am super hungry right now, so I'm gonna eat some food and go to bed and all that jazz. And I'm gonna get some breakfast tomorrow morning because we don't leave till 1:30 in the afternoon, so yay. But y'all have a good night. Made it. We're here in Little Rock, Arkansas, and it's been a pretty decent day. We flew from Oklahoma City to Chicago O'Hare, sat there for about 3 hours, and then flew from O'Hare to Little Rock on my last flight. We hit our cruising altitude, and I get my work phone ready to read the announcements. I get the little intercom, set it on the PA system, and then I see this little boy get up, start walking towards me. I'm thinking he needs to use the bathroom, comes straight to me and says, "You have cookies, right?" I literally could not stop laughing. I said, "Yes, of course, just go back to your seat and I'll come by with them later." So I made sure to give him extra cookies. It was so funny. I literally could not stop. It was a little hard to make that announcement afterwards, but anyway. We have made it to Sioux Falls, and y'all already know this is like my favorite hotel. Although, unfortunately, it seems like every time I come here, my room keeps getting smaller and smaller, as you can see, but it's still super nice, and we still have the bidet toilet, and of course the TV in the mirror. Love it. Anyway, it is 40 minutes until midnight, so I'm going to shower because it was so hot today. As you can see, I had to put my hair up. And then I'm gonna go to bed. So I'm walking back to my car. It is windy out at, goodness, 6:45. It's been a long day. We went from Sioux City to Denver and then flew to Omaha and back. And pretty decent day. I had a passenger tell me a joke. But pretty easy day for the most part. Each flight was about an hour, a little over an hour. But I am so happy to have the next couple days off. I'm seeing one of my really good friends tomorrow. I haven't seen her in a long time. She just moved to Denver a few months ago with her fiance, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna head home. I'll see you guys later. Okay, we have made it to Helena, Montana for a stand-up. We have a little under 8 hours, so I am going to show you guys my hotel really quickly. But I basically had yesterday off and the day before that, and most of today. Obviously we started much later than we normally do because it's a stand-up. But yeah, I get in the morning tomorrow, have the rest of the day, and then tomorrow I start a 2-day trip. So I will show you my room, and then I'm gonna go to bed. walking back to my car. We got in like 45 minutes early, but I was late for the van because I had no alarm to sleep through. I asked for a wake-up call and they didn't give me a wake-up call, and I guess my alarm changed back from 4:30 in the morning to 7:30 somehow. But yeah, anyway, it's fine. The captain like knocked on my door. I was like, hey. I was like, oh my goodness, I'll be ready in like a second. So that was quite the jump start. Welcome to Moline, Illinois. I keep thinking we're in the South. For some reason, I probably think of like Mobile, Alabama. But anyway, today it's just a 2-day trip. We flew from Denver to Rapid City, and then back to Denver, and then to Moline, Illinois. And then tomorrow we're just doing 3 more legs, going from here to Denver to El Paso, Texas, back to Denver, and then I'm done. Today was a bit interesting. I had on my second flight, a non-English speaker in the exit row. So as I was doing my little spiel about, have you read the safety information card? Are you still willing and able to assist in any emergency? I go to him and he doesn't give me a verbal answer. So I say, I need a verbal answer, and he looks confused. So then I ask, you know, do you speak any English? And then the guys across the aisle in the exit row were like, hey, he's traveling with us. He doesn't speak English, but we'll say yes for him. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to hear it from him. But because he doesn't speak any English, unfortunately, he can't be in the exit row. And so it was a whole thing. One of the guys started like making a scene about it, but thankfully I handled it. It is regulations or policy, at least with my company, that you have to be able to understand and speak English to sit in the exit row. That way you can understand oral commands from crew members in case of any emergencies. Blah, blah, blah. So there was that. Anyway, we have like 11 hours left of our layover. We're at the hotel now, as you can see. I will show you guys my room, and then I am going to go to bed. So y'all, it is gross out right now. We are walking back to my car. It is 7 p.m. as you can see with the sun setting back there. Trying to remember where I parked. I think I'm at the O's. Anyway, so anyway, clearly there is weather here in Denver. We ended up being actually about 25 minutes delayed because of that, flying from El Paso. But other than that, it was a very smooth day. After our first flight, we had 3 hours here at the Denver airport. So I renewed one of my security badges, and yeah, that was pretty much it. So I am going to head home now. I have tomorrow off, and then I start a 3-day trip on Friday. So I will see you guys then. Okay, you guys, it is day 1 of a 3-day trip. But we aren't working at all tomorrow, so it's more like a 2-day trip with a little pit stop in North Dakota for a day. So we are just waiting. I just got on our second plane of the day for our last leg. We did a Great Falls, Montana turn earlier today. We've been sitting at the airport so far for about 2 hours. So we have another hour before we're supposed to leave to Williston, North Dakota. And we were there a couple weeks ago with Chris. It's not going to be as much fun because Chris isn't here. I think he's getting back from Argentina. A little jealous, but you know, we got our cruise coming up pretty soon. But so far it's been a very easy day today. No issues so far. It's been a bit bumpy out here in Denver, but what's new? I probably won't see y'all tomorrow because I plan on doing absolutely nothing but be in my room all day. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. We're in Bozeman, Montana right now. About to do our last flight, but we're actually just watching some new, I guess, military fighter astronaut plane things. I don't know. The FO just told us about it, but that looks pretty cool. So anyway, we should probably get out of here a little bit earlier than originally scheduled, which is awesome. But I'm gonna have the next 3 days off, so I will see you guys on my last trip starting on Thursday right before my cruise. Okay, good morning everybody. We are in Sacramento, California. Today is day 1 of a 3-day trip, and yes, I got my hair colored back to blonde. I haven't been blonde since before I started this job, so y'all haven't seen it before. Most of y'all haven't seen this before. So anyway, we had a very early start today. I had to wake up 4 a.m. Denver time. We flew to Los Angeles, which is where we just came from. We just did our second flight, and such an interesting start to the day because we had somebody smoking in the bathroom. I'm towards the end of my service and I hear the smoke detector go off in the front of the aircraft, and this guy was vaping, and it was a little challenging because English isn't his first language, so he had a hard time understanding what we were talking about. So anyway, so that was fun. We've got one more leg. We're going back to Los Angeles. We're gonna stay there for the rest of the day. I think we have to wake up, we have to leave tomorrow morning at 5:15 in the morning. And then we fly to San Francisco in the morning. We'll see. I'll see you guys then. We made it to LA and at our hotel. Thank goodness. I need a nap and a shower. I feel exhausted. We got in a little late just because we had to wait for maintenance in Sacramento due to the smoke detector going off because that guy was smoking a vape in there. But that's okay. We're here. We're done for the day. Thank goodness. It's like 2:15 in the afternoon, so we've got all day. My goodness. Okay, after about walking the completely opposite direction at the very end of the hall, I did not find my room. So I had to go in the other side, and now I'm finally in my room. It has been a long day and a very long, confusing maze of a hotel hallway does not help. But we're here in Palm Springs, California. It is last night until we go home tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, it's been a really interesting day. So one of our first few flights we had, we were a bit delayed. There was an orchestra band on a flight to San Francisco, and they were, I guess some of them didn't make it to the gate on time for boarding, and so they missed it. And their fellow concert players, a couple of them were freaking out and like yelling at me and saying, you know, well, I don't understand why they can't get on. They have to get on. We have to make the concert, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm sorry, like, I don't make the rules. I also don't know what the situation is. Like, I just don't know. And then I offered to get them a manager. So we had to wait for our manager to come out and handle the situation. Obviously those people couldn't get on because boarding was closed and we had to go. And then later that flight, when we were in descent, we had somebody talking on the phone, on speakerphone, while we're still in the air. So of course we had to like tell her to get off her phone, has to be in airplane mode. And then on our last flight, I had some crazy lady, I guess she's scared of flying, but when we landed, she's screaming, and then, you know, we're slowing down on the runway, and she's like practically shouting, "Oh, thank the Lord, I'm finally not scared of flying. Thank you to God, to my kids, to the employees. Mama's not scared anymore." So I'm like, I thought she was talking to somebody around her, and then I thought maybe she was like on the phone. So we finally get to the gate, and she's still like talking to herself, and they're all very confused. I'm confused. I'm starting to get freaked out. Like, maybe we need to call somebody, like medical personnel or something. I don't know. So I asked her, I'm like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just not scared of flying anymore." I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." And she's like, "I'll be quiet now." And I'm like, okay, like, you can still talk to yourself, but whatever. Anyway, it was interesting. Very, very interesting. But like I said, I'm at the hotel now. I'm gonna relax, get out of my uniform. The rest of the crew are going to get dinner in a couple hours. I'm still not sure if I'm going to. We will see. But yeah, I will go home tomorrow. We have just 3 legs going back to Denver, and then a Des Moines turn. I get to go home. My brother is on a flight right now. Actually, he is flying from North Carolina to Denver. He is going to house and pet sit while we're on the cruise because we leave on Sunday, so in 2 days. I'm so excited. But yeah, I will, if I don't see you guys tomorrow, then I will see you next time, and I'm gonna try to get some awesome stuff, videos and pictures from my trip next week. So see you guys later. On here really quickly. On my last flight, we were doing our last walkthrough before we landed, and this lady had a giant book that fell directly on top of my foot. Didn't say sorry, didn't acknowledge it. That hurt. It hurt. Not gonna lie.